Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir SilentGods video. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about the Chaos Shadow fights, and we're going to talk specifically about the Poison one. So the Chaos Shadow is one of the bosses that opens up in the Otherworld exploration. However, if you played, if you did not open this one yet, or there's not a however, this is basically a bot that before was a continental challenge boss during the UTR event, and now they are actually bosses that we fight in the Otherworld exploration. When it comes to the fights over here, they do become a little bit easier, okay? Because if you have a strong clan, you're gonna have a ton of bonuses open, plus you would have been playing for a longer time, and you should be getting more psychic core, especially for doing the fights, and you might have more stuff invested in the elemental affinity. So keep that in mind before watching this video, because some people might be saying I use the same team, but I could only do half or a lot less. It shouldn't be that much of a difference, but just want to mention that and keep that in mind. But the team that I'm gonna show you guys is gonna be crazy. I did not expect it to be this amazing, this good. It's kind of similar to the team that my brother Scratch, shout out to Scratch, he's an amazing content creator, my fellow Romanian brother from another mother. He has an amazing team for the Necrosis boss, where he uses, rares, epics, some stuff that you would not expect, and he does some crazy damage. And then when it comes to this one, I try to have a look at what can I do for this boss to try and do my best damage against the poison one, okay? So the Ripekas boss is a little bit tricky because he has on the battle skill that he does twice, which is this one, unleashes a wide range slash, basically that's the range, where he has a 100% chance to knock up and then has a 100% chance to stun. So this one can be tricky. He does that 2 times, so that's gonna be, a problem if you're hit by that. And then the next one is the ultimate, where he has a big diamond shape, where he hits 3 times, has a chance to land all of these debuffs. So it can be tricky, it can be hard to deal with him. However, you can do this by doing something pretty easy, and that is making the boss control somebody in particular. So I came up with this idea, honestly, by seeing, again, another fellow content creator that mostly streams, the Real T-Dub. Shout out to Real T-Dub, he's an amazing person as well. So I was in a stream once, just lurking, and I saw that he had in his team, I think it was like Frurbath, okay, something like Frurbath over here, and then he had Ogok, the legendary, which obviously I do not have, something over there. So Frurbath was going ahead, Ogok was over here, and then he had his other DPS sort of I don't even remember, spread up, something like that. So when the boss does his ultimate, he does not hit more people. But he obviously had some more amazing legendaries and whatnot. So I said, you know what? Let me try and take that principle and let me do something similar. And the team that I came up with it's mind-blowing. You're not going to believe it. But I pre-recorded it, and it's this team over here. Okay, so let's play the round while I'm talking about it. And you know what? It's crazy, guys. You're not going to expect this. But I'm basically using Horus as the, the tank. So I'm using Horus, the free one that everybody gets. He's the one that soaks up the damage from the boss from the single target hits. Then I'm using Frurbath alongside him on the same line, which basically provides me the healing and the attack penalty, okay? Because attack penalty for most boss encounters, I keep saying this, I think, over and over and over again on most of my videos, that attack penalty is arguably the best debuff that you can bring for boss encounters especially. So I'm using him because of that reason, like I said, because of the attack penalty that's on the ultimate and because of the healing on the battle skill. So that's my main core, okay? That's the main people that are in front, and as you can see so far, the boss only targets the 2 of them because of the way that I had my people positioned, okay? Because I had them positioned in such a way where the boss cannot hit 3 people, he will always focus the ones which are in front of him with his ultimate. So watch this, see? He only does it at the front because there's no other way he can hit, so he can hit more targets in order to, try and kill them. But after the 2 epics, from which one is for free, I have 3 rares, okay? I have 3 rare poison damage dealers. I mean, this is mind-blowing. Honestly, it shocked me. It shocked me how good this team can do. And, well, the thing is, like I said, I do have some stats from the elemental affinity. I do have some stats from the alliance, but keep in mind I'm using rares only, okay? I'm using my only damage dealers are 3 rares. And it's like, you know, come on. Look how crazy this team is. And it just keeps soaking up the damage. It's pretty good. And it kind of depends. Like, the important thing for this fight are the 2 tanks in front, okay? As long as you have these 2 tanks, I think it might work. I think this team might work with, instead of Furbat, if you had Garius, but the problem is going to be, if you have Garius, you're going to break the 5-element synergy. When it comes to this end game fights with the Continental Challenges or like the Shadows, as they become in the Otherworld Exploration, you want to have that 5-element affinity, because otherwise you're losing out on a ton of damage, okay? So keep that in mind when you see something like this. I guess, like, for example, you could do the same principle with some different tanks, but again, you're losing it. So these are the best combination that you can use. I think, like, maybe you could also use somebody like an Ergander if you have him as a legendary. Like, I cannot think of any other, like, I cannot just think. It's late for me. I cannot think what other tanks you could use that bring you either attack penalty or some healing, but they would have to be poison or fire, okay? And, you know, it's doing just well. When it comes to the people at the back, you can use whoever, okay? Your DPS can be whoever. However, one thing that I suggest you try to do, the same way you see me over here, I'm kind of manualing the fight, but I suggest you try and have attack penalty on the boss at all times. That's why I have 2 people that do that. One is my Sigrid, that also brings damage, and the other one's obviously Frurbas, because having 2 people with attack penalty means the boss will always have attack penalty on him, and he's not going to do so much damage to your tanks that they're going to die early. I mean, look at this. I'm at 16 million already. I'm at 16 million. With using 2 epics. One of them is free, Horus, which I don't even have booked, okay? My Horus does not even have scrolls, okay? He's unscrolled, and I use 3 rares. Like, come on. Like, this is insane. I cannot believe this actually worked like this. I thought about the concept, like I said, after I saw T-Dub's team, and I thought, like, you know what, let me see, can I do 2 tanks and just random 3 DPSs in the back? And I straight up invested in the rares, because I decided, you know what, why not? Let's see, can I make it relatable for most people? And this is the result. Like, if this is not relatable, I'm not sure what it is. Again, I want to emphasize on the fact that I do have the alliance bonuses from the Otherworld Exploration, and I do have the elemental affinity invested. That's why I can do it like this. But at the same time, I emphasize that I have 3 rares as DPSs. You can bring, maybe have better ones. Maybe have Holas that brings poison activation that you can bring instead of a Dench. Or maybe you can bring instead of Eli and keep Dench in there to place poisons. And then when Holas does the hit, he just activates them. So, you know, you can constantly improve this team. Obviously, you can keep bringing better and better stuff. But look at this. 22 million with 3 rares and 2 epics. Like, come on, what more do you like? And it's not quite over. It does become a little bit dodgy here because of the, you know, the healing, because the HP keeps going lower and lower because of the stacks that the boss is gaining. And that's obviously when it's, you know, starts failing. But still, we hit over the 22 million. I think I'm going to like 24. Yep, 24 million. I mean, come on, what more do you want from me? What more do you want from me? This is such a fun team. Like, I love it so much. I'm so happy about this team, and I'm glad that I can share it with you guys. I'm glad that it's successful because I can share it with you guys. You can understand the principle of the team that I'm using, and you can adapt it around what you have as an option. So this is the result. As you can see, these are the damage that I did. Main damage dealer, Eli. Second damage dealer, Sigrid. And third, the one being Dench, and then obviously the tanks. But one thing I want to mention towards the end is keep in mind this positioning, okay? Because from this positioning, however the boss is going to hit with his ultimate, he will never be able to target more than 2 people, which means he will always keep his ultimate and obviously the battle skill on the people at the front. Now, let's have a quick look at the builds. I'm not going to try and keep you too much in this one because it's simple principles. The tanks at the front, you want them to have survivability, but you want them to have resist and accuracy, okay? You want to have resist and accuracy because you want them to resist all the boss's debuffs. Like, for example, on Horus, for example, let me see yours, Horus. On Horus, you can just forego accuracy, okay? Don't really care about the accuracy because you're not going to provoke him. You're just not going to be provoking the boss. And then on the battle skill, you don't really rely on this attack penalty because If you have two people, you're going to alternate them. But the way that I had him built is he's missing a piece of gear. He was having the full set of Ancestral Protection because he's going to be soaking up most of the damage. He's so tanky, like that's what he's good at. He's just straight up a massive tank shield. He's so tanky, he can soak up the hits from the boss and he can soak up the damage from everybody else. And basically, like I said, you need to have resistance on him, which I think the one that I had, let me show you, I think I had close to like 280 resistance on him, okay? So I think I had, let me see, which one was it? I think I had this one, okay? So 260, 270, because keep in mind, you have the Elemental Affinity bonus that gives you another 50. So that's Horus. Tanky, resist, you don't really care about accuracy. I did give him the crown to just have, you know, another chance to land the defense penalty, but I do have the Witch's Remains on my Sigrid, okay? But let's talk about the other tank. So the other tank, Frurbath, he is in the Brotherhood Spirit because 1, he needs accuracy, 2, you want skill haste, but 3, this is really important. The 3-piece set gives you more attack. So having this one is going to boost the damage of everybody else by giving them that attack every time he does the ultimate. And I just gave him this one because, well, it gives him resistance, first of all, and secondly, it makes him come back to the battle skill, which means he's gonna heal more often himself and Horus, okay? And then everything else is just, you know, resistance, HP, defense percent, you know, you can see the stats over here. I guess let me show you like this. Total stats on him. Let me show you again the total stats on Horus. Okay, these are the total stats for him. So again, tanky, mostly care about resist, and some accuracy if you can get. If not, just ignore it. Then when it comes to Eli, he's just straight up in a damage build, which actually I changed. Oh my god. But basically it was in an executioner set. I just did some other stuff. He was in an executioner set. He had the eyeball of the giant, and he basically had like 150 crit damage, 100% crit rate, and over like 3k attack. Let me see if I can just take it to another battle. Let me just 1 second, guys. I want to take it to another battle because I want to show you the exact build, you know, otherwise it's like, what are you doing, OddOne? What's this? Is this a mess? So let me just go in this fight. Let me just go to the Ripekas Poison use, and then click this one and load, and voila, we have all the builds back on. So now I can show you exactly the build. So this was my Eli, like I said, almost 100% crit rate, 170 crit damage, good attack. You don't care about accuracy on him. I do have some Enlightenment, which helps a little bit on his passive because, well, we have the poisons from Dench, so he's going to do more damage based on the Enlightenment that he has, which is this derivative poison damage. So you saw he was the main damage dealer. Then we have Sigrid. These are her stats. Again, try to give her damage, but some accuracy because I really care about her attack penalty to land. This is really important. And obviously, like I said, I do have the Witch's Remains on her. But if you do not have this one, just put the crown on her, okay? Or whoever has, if you have somebody that does multi-hits on their ultimate that you're going to bring to the team, place the Witch's Remains or the crown on that person, because the more hits you place, the higher the chance you will land the defense penalty, and that's really important to be on the boss so you can maximize your damage. But yeah, this is the build for Sigrid. And then the last one, which was Dench, which I just recently built. Let me see, what is he? Dench, he was just in, again, Brotherhood Spirit for another chance to keep increasing that the attack for people. But I guess you can build something else maybe for more damage, but I built him in this because why not? More attack. I gave him lots of Enlightenment because he's mostly going to do a ton of poisons, okay? He does poisons over here, and then on the basic attack, more poison. So maybe for him, it might be better to build the set that's, I don't know, maybe Platinum Knight could work for him. That gives him more Enlightenment and more damage when he casts his ultimate. This should affect his poisons as well. Or maybe because if he has multi-hits, you can go with this one. But I don't think these count as multi-hits. So this one, just spraying something in an area, I don't think it counts as multi-hit. So having stuff like the Gambler might not be as beneficial for him. But again, these are his stats. Again, accuracy, so he lands his stuff in, I think, around 300. But this one, plus the bonus from the Alliance, plus the Elemental Affinity, you should be just fine. But anyway, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like this thing because you know what? I'm in love with it. It's amazing. I cannot believe that I actually could do a boss that's, you know, with 3 rares. I cannot believe I did the maximum damage, the 22 million, over 22 million with 3 rares and 2 epics, from which one of them is the free Horus. And they were not even level 100s all, as you saw. Like, I even had my, Dench 95, Horus 97, so it's, yeah, so then 97, 95, So that's, I don't know, it's crazy. I really love this team. I hope it gives you guys ideas. I hope it helps you do your maximum damage, because this is the most important spot in the Otherworld Exploration where you get as many points as you can, okay? The other spots give you 500 or 100, but this one, if you do manage to get your maximum damage for your bosses, you get 5 times the points, compared to this one. Maximum level of a domain gives you 500. Maximum damage of a boss gives you 2,500. That's a massive difference. But anyway, I spoke enough. This is going to be it for the video today, guys. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.